Thanks for having me. I'm Andrew Ackerman. I've been investing in early stage startups now for over 15 years. I've made about 70 plus investments over the years, all different industries, but for the past 7 years or so, I've been focusing on prop tech and construction tech, and I've made about 31 or 32 investments in those spaces. I do early stage construction tech and prop tech. So early stage is generally everything from first money in to maybe the second or third round where a company is raising 1 million, 2 million, $4 million, all the way down to when they're just raising their first 250,000 bucks. They could be pre-product. I don't usually do that. They could be at the minimum viable product at the MVP stage, but pre-revenue. I've done that in the past. Or they could be somewhere in the middle where they're doing maybe $100,000 annual recurring revenue or 500,000 ARR. And looking to get to that first, million or $2 million mark when they can raise a proper A round. And they might be raising what we call a seed extension at that stage. So I'll play everywhere from seed extension to Series A. So that's the stage. As a sector, I define prop tech and construction tech as any startup that's focusing on or servicing general contractors, subcontractors, architects, real estate agents, property managers, landlords, anything in that constellation. I know those are very B2B focused. I tend to skew B2B, but I'll also do startups that are going directly to renters. Not so big on the ones where they're going directly to kind of commercial renters, like directly to Verizon that's renting ground floor retail in a building. That kind of falls out, but some people will include that in prop tech. So, as we discussed, I've been investing in early stage startups now for over 15 years. When I started, I was just doing angel investments. I was still working. There were occasionally deals that were brought to me by friends. I did everything wrong. I just got lucky, so I got hooked. And fortunately, my skill got better before my luck ran out. But the main difference somewhere around 2014 when I joined DreamIt, which is the third oldest accelerator in the world, and they were also a venture fund. It was kind of a paradigm shift for me. So I thought, if I got one, two, or three startups kind of come over over my plate every month, I thought like I was getting good deal flow. I could decide to make an investment. I could make no investments. I could make two investments. It was kind of at my own pace when and if I wanted to deploy. At DreamIt, we were doing at least one cohort a year at the time when we first got started. So 10 to 12 startups a year. Some accelerators do two cohorts a year even. And that was a whole different ballgame. Our VC funds also may look to do 6 to 10 investments a year or more in some cases. So if you want to make 10 investments a year, you're looking at 20 or 30 or 40 plus startups before you pull the trigger on any one of those. So in order to make 10 investments, I had to look at 400 or 500 startups. And we were super early, so a lot of them were like garbage, pre-product. There were some years I'd look at 1,200 startups just to pick 10 to 12 startups that we wanted to bring into our program. And being that it was an accelerator and we had a fixed start time, I looked at all 1,200 startups within a 2-month period. So it was brutal. One key takeaway was just the scale, right? It's one thing as an angel, you can get a little bit of a deal flow and you feel pretty good about it. If you're in a VC fund or an accelerator, you need to be thinking about a much, much larger scale with many more startups filling the top of your funnel, which means you have to go out there and proactively attract those startups. You have to, your accelerator, you're opening applications. I need to promote that. If you're a VC fund and you're always looking at startups, you have to find a way to either go out into the valley and hunt them down, or find a way to be up on top of the mountain, raising a flag, blowing your foghorn, and having them come to you. You can't be sort of passive the way you can be with an angel, because you just need so many more prospects. The single biggest challenge is that we all kind of look the same to a startup. Now, if you're Andreessen Horowitz,